And it's very curious about this thing as we start to understand there are very few people that have come forward with this type of trauma-based knowledge.
That is true, yes.
And there is Kathy O'Brien with Transformation of America, Fritz Springmeier with the Illuminati formulated to create a total undetectable mind control slave. And then there's David Icke and his biggest secret, where he gets with our Arizona Wilder.
Sure.
She breaks loose of the Mothers of Darkness. Now, this is where we get our concept of 1,000 points of light, and out in front of the Orlando City Hall, they erected a big penis in honor of this Orlando being the first point of light in the 1,000 point of light system, enacted by H.W. Well, this 1,000 point of light comes from the stars up inside of the Belgian castle that is the Mothers of Darkness castle.
Wow.
That's where these illuminists come from. I mean, this is when you realize that the women are at the top of the ritual. They are the oracles. They are the ones, when Aleister Crowley channeled the Book of the Law, it was through a woman.
They're using or taking their energy when they use these rituals.
And this is the same symbols again, the penetration.
Right.
So,
Not true, don't say that.
witness that Britney Spears actually has brunette hair, and it was Arizona Wilder who clued us into what we're seeing here, because most people think she just went mad. But Arizona Wilder showed us that when she broke free of the Mothers of Darkness, the very first thing she did was dye her hair brown, because they don't want their priestesses to have brown hair. They are infatuated and obsessed with the blonde-haired, blue-eyed people, the Aryan race. And you're going to find that this is a Nazi genetic experiment carried on, and that these bloodlines are highly critical. And that's a very big clue, the DNA connection.
Sure.
So let's go ahead and watch this clip and watch how Britney actually shaves off her brunette hair.
All right.
Notice the Kabbalistic cross, or the hexagram, excuse me. It's the Star of David. This is Kabbalism. And in the back of her neck, she has one of the Kabbalistic names of God tattooed to the back of her head.
There should be, yeah. There should be sound.
Well, as you watch Britney leave, you'll see that she has quite a bit of a smirk on her face. And this is her escape. You can see the escape in her eyes, as she has actually managed to put one over on her handlers. And the news even actually commented saying that she was tired of her handlers. And this is a term used for someone who is in control of the mind control slave. If you see her smirk, you see that she is breaking free of something. And the story definitely got weirder last Saturday, as Britney was checked into the Promises clinic. And we're going to find that, you know, things that you think are perfectly normal or you know, things
innocuous.
Like, yes, innocuous. Thank you. The you know, the Kindercare or the Boys Town, things that we think are innocuous are actually very nefarious. And we find that these particular places, I mean, to name your rehab center after the meeting with the devil, Lindsay Lohan, we'll get to her, but Britney. I got lost. Britney is showing her freedom of these groups. There was somewhere I was going, and I got lost on Lindsay Lohan.
Well, this is portrayed in other movies as well, the shaving of the dark locks in some other movies, V for Vendetta, and also Demi Moore shaves her head in G.I. Jane as well. I thought we had footage of that as well.
Yeah, that was it was on the next Britney clip. Yeah, if you understand that we are being indoctrinated into this trauma-based mind control, and so movies like G.I. Jane are military mind control. That's exactly what that's all about. She wants to join the Delta Force, and of course the Delta is the symbol of the goddess again, and we go on and on. And that is open mind control. Everybody knows that they're going to go there and be mind controlled and turned into a trauma-based assassin. Well, most people don't recognize the nefarious nature of V for Vendetta. They think this is a wonderful film that tells you how to get clear. And I made a comment last night that if you think this is going to get you clear, then go join Scientology, which, of course, L. Ron Hubbard.
Clear, to get clear of the different levels that you go through in the Scientology church.
Scientology, according to L. Ron Hubbard Jr., is a black ritual done over a long period of time. Instead of getting all your trauma at once, you get it in little increments.
Interesting.
Yeah. And of course, that started by L. Ron Hubbard, who was Frater H in the OTO, and he combined with Jack Parsons and tried to raise the Moonchild.
Yes, interesting point there.
Now, it's curious that once she escaped on her path, and then she goes into the Promises rehab, she then scrawls on her forehead 666 and starts running around screaming, "I am the Antichrist." Poor Britney. It is said of the trauma-based mind controls that they tend to break their programming at 30. Britney turns 26 this year, so it's no surprise to me that they're starting to act out. And I say they because there's a few in this group. So she attempted suicide. She feels that she is the Antichrist. She's starting to recognize the programming that she did to little children herself without her knowing. You know, these songs were written for her. Her whole persona was crafted for her. She was then used to implant messages into our youth. And this is why we're seeing little girls run around singing, "If you want to get with this, you got to pay for it." You know, from Christina Aguilera.
What a role model.
Yes. And it's not these girls that are doing it. These are the poor mind control slaves that are being used by the masters. And as we look deeper and deeper, we'll find the masters continually go back to Freemasonry over and over, and always back into the military intelligence, which you pretty much have to be a Freemason to be in the military intelligence. I would say that you do have to be, but there may be one example where you're not. You know?
Okay.
Same with being an astronaut. You know, you cannot be an astronaut without being initiated. So when Britney walked out and went and got her tattooed and said, you know, "I'm tired of everybody touching me. I don't want them touching me," and she even said, "I don't want them plugging things into me anymore."
Right.
No one was too sure what she said about that. She is actually giving you the clues necessary to realize what is going on. And as the universe is also serendipitously giving us the clues to put the pieces together. Because as I mentioned, Lindsay Lohan, she is also another Disney star. And she also has now joined forces with Christina Aguilera, or with Britney Spears and Paris Hilton, and they are now known as the Anti-Panty Club.
Right.
They're running around without their panties, showing off to the paparazzi. They're breaking free, folks. They're really trying to escape. Lindsay Lohan then checked into what is known as the Wonderland Clinic. Now, if we're looking at child pornography rings, we're talking about the things that are influenced with or are involved with trauma-based mind control. The CIA and MK Ultra are child pedophile rings, porn and snuff films, but also drug running. And these are all based out of our military intelligence, the CIA. When one of this groups was known as the Wonderland Club. And here's Lindsay checking into the Wonderland Clinic. This is either the universe trying to give us a big clue, or these guys are actually in charge.
Wasn't she trying to get some help as well, getting into some of these institutions, or getting into some of these treatment centers from former presidential candidates?
Yes. Well, she thought Al Gore might be able to help her save the world. She knew her influence on children and even people over her age, even though she couldn't spell it. But yes, Al Gore quickly went and said, I only saw her one night. Okay, because this thing goes live. It goes all the way to the top. This is who your leaders are. If you're thinking that you're fighting toll roads, this is who your leaders are, and we need to move along so we can get to that part. So this Wonderland Club was a huge pedophile ring, internet, porn, snuff films, all of that, and it went through 22 states and 13 countries. It went all the way to the top, but just like all of these other Mickey Mouse courtroom events, nobody ever found out the truth. The fall guys took the fall.
Sure.
Just like this is the fall guy for another trauma-based event, what we know as
Guy, whatever?
Yeah, well, Guy Fawkes, yes, the original fall guy, but I was trying to think of what 911 was beyond an inside job. Causing it to happen, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, so as we're looking at this picture and we find out that we're looking at a bunch of Freemasons, we're looking at a bunch of trauma-based mind control, and we're trying to show you that the leaders in charge of our world are actually a bit stranger than you thought.